Hello my beautiful butterflies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beverly and it is lovely to see you today. In this video we're talking about New Year's resolutions, why they don't work and how you can improve your goal setting for 2021. So grab a cup of tea and let's get to it. So I've been doing a lot of research in the last couple of weeks because I really wondered why it is that we set these goals, these New Year's resolutions, and they don't stick. I think we've all heard stories of gyms being absolutely packed full, not this year, but you know, absolutely packed full of people, queues of people trying to get on machines, and it's just absolutely full. And then come March, nobody's in there. And the reason is we set these New Year's resolutions and they are just too big and too general. Things like be healthier, lose weight, that sort of thing doesn't really work. And I think it's time that we realise that these sorts of New Year's resolutions, we want to make 2021 the best, because last year was it gives us starting motivation to have these goals set, but they don't stick. So today I wanted to talk about how to make them a little bit better, hopefully get you to make some that are easier to follow and stick to. So grab a cup of tea and a pen, let's do this. So the first thing is we need to make it more specific and more measurable. So things like, I'm going to eat 5 fruit and veg, 5 pieces of fruit and veg every day. I'm going to drink 6 to 8 glasses of water every day. I'm going to do a YouTube exercise routine every other day. I'm going to stay off social media on a Sunday. Things that are small, that are measurable, so you can say, okay, I've had some fruit on my breakfast, that's 1 piece. I've had an apple with my lunch, that's 2, and then I'm going to have a pudding, and then I'm going to have 2 different vegetables with my dinner. Sorted. It's that easy when it comes to setting it. It has to be measurable and it has to be specific. The more you hone things down, like be healthier, what does that actually mean to you? Because if I say be healthier to 5 different people, they're all going to come out with completely different things. One person it'll be go to the gym every day, another person will be eat, less crisps, another person it'll be get up every hour and walk about. It's different for everyone, and so this is why you have to hone it down, make it more specific, make it more measurable. It's going to make it easier for you to tick it off each day, easier for you to look at and look back. Because honestly, I think I read a thing that says it takes 31 days to make a routine stick. So for that first month, it's incredibly difficult. Every day you've got to get up and you think, I've got to eat these 5 pieces of fruit. I've got to drink this water. And it can be very difficult to do. But once you start to hone it down, once you start to really commit to it, you'll find it easier and easier as the month goes on. It's just really sticking to it. And that'll be easier if you're specific. That'll be easier if you're specific and you make it measurable. So the next one is that it's action orientated, and this means that it's things that you can grasp onto and incorporate into your day. For example, I want to meditate every day. That's a goal that you can say, right, I can sit down in the morning or in the evening and do a little meditation, and I've ticked it off for that day. We humans, we love ticking things off. We love saying, yes, I've done that. And it's so important to make it action-based. So things like, I'm going to cook more recipes from scratch, say 3 times a week, rather than I'm just going to eat healthier. It's going to make it so much easier to stick to and to really work on. Making it action orientated is really great. I found last year I wanted to bring more healthier options into my diet, and so I had like a list, and every day I ticked it off, like I want to eat 5 pieces of fruit and vegetables, I want to drink 4 pints of water and things like that, and I could tick them off in the evening and feel like, yeah, I did those, I'm so clever. It feels really good to do that, and if you're doing it every day, you get into that routine of it. Soon it just becomes the things that you do rather than things that you want to do or things that you've got to think about. And that is the whole point of setting these goals rather than resolutions, because they're things that you want to actually achieve. The next thing is they have to be realistic, and this is something that we often do when it comes to a resolution. We make it something big and massive that we honestly we're setting ourselves up to fail, but we're kind of brought up in this society of I'm going to set these massive goals, and then you look at yourself in March and you're not doing any of them. Instead, make them smaller steps. By this I mean, instead of eat healthily, you can say I'm going to drink this amount of water a day, I'm going to do, a little bit of exercise every other day, and it's like little bite-sized chunks to that big goal of being healthier. Think of them as little steps to go up to get to that big goal. That's how I think of things, and by the end of the year then you can say, yeah, I am genuinely and generally healthier. I'm not just looking back at my resolutions and thinking I got none of those done, because all I thought about was this big goal that just seemed overwhelming and too big for me to do. I didn't do it and now I feel like a failure. We don't want to feel that way. We want to boost ourselves, especially this year. This year we've come out of a year that has been really crazy. 2020 was just insane. 2021, we're already in lockdown here in the UK, so you can't join the gym, you can't do these things that normally people do. Instead, take that time to slow down, take that time to make little goals that can get you to where you actually want to be. It's really, really cool. It's a very easy way of looking at it. Little goals to get to your big aspiration. I've been playing too much Sims 4. Oh my goodness. The next big thing that will help is setting a time limit. Now, I am guilty of not doing this in the past, but this year I am going to do it. So it's things like saying, instead of saying I want to be thin by my holiday that I've got booked, you're not going to be saying that this year, I hope, but it's just an example. I want to be thin by then. Instead think, I want to be down a dress size by March, and then I want to be down another dress size by April, May, June, by June. And then you can see that you're going to be making it smaller, timed limits. It's not just a thing where you're saying I'm going to lose weight by my holiday. You're saying I'm going to lose a dress size, I'm going to fit into this pair of jeans or this skirt by this date. A lot of us are guilty of keeping clothes that don't fit us because we want to diet into them. I'm guilty of that. I think a lot of us are. So using them as a tool is really great. But again, you have to be really careful of this. Make it measurable, make it something that is specific, and set a date to it so that you have something to work towards, rather than I just want to lose weight at some time this year, because then it kind of gives you no deadline. I think that's why I always like deadlines at school, and I try to set myself deadlines when I'm just doing videos and things, because it's good to have that kind of barrier that stops you, and you know that you've got to have that thing done for that moment. Really good way of doing things. The next thing is know why you want to do that goal. This is so important. Make it something positive. Make it something uplifting. Not just lose weight because I don't like people looking at me, but more I want to be healthy and feel good in my skin. I want to love myself more. I want to feel good in those jeans that I'm going to be in March. I want to be able to look in the mirror and think, yeah, I look really good. Make it about self-love, positivity. Make it about loving yourself. Come from a loving place always. Don't hate on yourself. Love yourself. And this is something that I think is so important, and I've only just started doing now in my 40s. So good luck if you are younger. I don't know how you would do it in your 20s, but I know a lot of people do. I think it's easier now with so many people on social media talking about self-love, body positivity. By the way, if you're not following people who are speaking about their bodies in that way, find new people to follow and get rid of anybody who is being down on themselves, because that is just going to rub off on you. I definitely felt a shift once I shifted to following people on social media who are more loving and more accepting of their bodies how they are now, rather than always thinking about how they look and what they're wearing and what they're doing. It's so much better to feel good about yourself, and it's going to boost your mental health so much through the roof. So come from a loving place if you can. And lastly, get a support system, get family or friends to help you, to encourage you, to lift you up, even if it's online friends, if your family and stuff aren't that supportive. Getting people who are going to cheer you on from the sidelines or even do it with you is a really great way of sticking to goals. And lastly, along with that, is to give yourself some leeway. This goes along with the self-love. We don't know what's going to happen this year, and especially if you have chronic illnesses, mental health issues, you might have a dip in your mental health, you might hurt yourself or end up needing an operation or get sick, and therefore your goals will have to shift. Be really gentle with yourself when it comes to these things and give yourself some wiggle room, some leeway, so that if you don't make it by this date, you're not feeling awful. So that you can feel like, yeah, I gave myself a big time limit because I can't exercise as much as people who are healthy and well. These are really, really important. It's going to help you to stick to it and help you move forward with a lot of loving energy. That's what it's all about this year. Make it all about loving energy, mindfulness, good mental health tools. I talk a lot about that here on my channel and on my blog, so check out all my videos because I talk about these things so much. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that it will help you with setting your goals, setting your resolutions for 2021. I think we're all in that mindset of wanting to make it the best year that we can, no matter what happens, and I hope that you manage it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to head down below and leave it a cheeky little like, so I know that you enjoyed it and I can bring more like it to my channel in future. And while you're down there, don't forget to leave me a comment, any little tips and tricks that you bring into your life that help you to set goals, help you to set things going. I really love to learn from you and have little tips and tricks from you. It's so helpful, and I think having a community where we help one another is so great. So definitely head down below and leave me a little comment. And if you're not yet part of the Butterfly family, if you like my face, if you enjoy my content, I post a lot about disability and spirituality with a little bit of vintage flair thrown in for good measure. So if you enjoy those things, why not head down below, hit that little subscribe button, ring that little bell, so you always know when I upload. I'm usually here Mondays and Fridays, my health permitting. I always do my very best to be here with you every week, twice a week. I really hope that your 2021 is going to be amazing. Set some really good goals for yourself. Get rid of those big general resolutions and let's make 2021 just absolutely brilliant. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you want to stick around, there's a playlist here that I put together for you. So I hope that you'll kick your feet up, grab a cup of tea and spend a bit of extra time with me. Take care everyone, have a lovely day and I'll see you next time. Bye!